Learn simple English storytelling to improve your English fluency. Once you start repeating the stories which you have heard in the videos whose link is given in the description and in this slide, you will find that your fluency becomes better. Especially for beginners, this is very useful. So start watching all the videos and let me know how you have benefited, how much your fluency has improved. Storytelling is an excellent way of improving your English. All the comments which come to me every day saying that we know English but we are not able to speak English. Storytelling helps you in this because when you listen to a story, all of us love listening to a story, right from when you are a child to when you are grown up. And the movies, television, books, novels, these are nothing other than stories. So everybody loves a story. But you should not stop at just listening to the story or reading the story. To become fluent, you need to tell the story again. Have you seen how children learn the language? When you tell a small child, maybe 1-year-old child, a story, the child tries to connect the words into a sentence. Then analyze each word and its use and try to repeat the words or the sentences. Very often, they repeat after you. When you say something, you've said 4 or 5 sentences, they like to repeat it. Therefore, during the summer, I have given you 5 stories, and that is what I'm going to use in today's video to tell you how you can improve your fluency, how you can become confident as a speaker of English, how you can teach your children English if you want, by using these 5 stories. The 5 videos are available. Together here, I'm telling you what is their use. The first 3 stories have the text on your screen, and the last 2 stories are only narration. There is no text for you to read, but only my voice to listen to. I have given you these 2 types because I want you to use both reading and listening to make your English better. Now, the first story is from a famous children's book. It's a German book, Grimm's Fairy Tales. Beautiful stories are there. Many, many stories are there. I have given you just 1 or 2 so that you can go to that book and read the others. Or you can read it online. If you say Grimm's Fairy Tales, you will easily get them. The story is of 2 children because, as I told you, this is summer holiday special. Therefore, you can also share it with your children. Yesterday, I got a comment by saying, my daughter is watching every video and learning. She's very young. So I felt happy that when you want to learn English, age does not really matter. Now, in the first story, these 2 children, how smart they are and how, after all the suffering, they get the reward of a huge treasure. That is the story. Everybody would be interested in the story. And the best part is that the text is there on the screen, which I'm reading out to you. So you get pronunciation, you get grammar, you get vocabulary, everything. You also see how these children escape from an evil witch, a woman who does magic to keep them in power. Once you see this, you will find that you can narrate it in your own words. You can conclude the story also in a different way. The second of these stories is about a lion and a rabbit. Very popular in Indian culture, this story almost all children might have heard in their childhood. And once you grow up, you can again share it with others. But what we usually do, we tell our children in our own mother tongue. We don't really use English. Now, suppose you are keen to learn English, then you will find that the text on the screen helps you to learn. Pause the video again and again when you watch this story and then analyze each sentence. Suppose a difficult word comes and you don't know the meaning. Immediately open the comment box and write a comment by saying, "What does this word mean?" Not only I, but other participants also might give you answers. That way you are interacting with everybody. The story tells you how the lion is fooled by a rabbit, a small animal, and a huge animal, the king of the forest. How all the animals are saved from dying and becoming the lion's food just by this little young, intelligent rabbit. So when you read the story, which is interesting, then you analyze each sentence, you look at the grammar, how the words are used, look at the pronunciation, then close the video and repeat it. Repeat the story as much as you remember. As I told you earlier, you can also change the story a little. Instead of using these two animals, you can use another two animals. Or you can use a different situation, a different ending. In this way, you will be exploring your own ability to tell a story. Story number 3 is the Frog Prince. You know, a frog, the princess sees the frog, but actually it is a prince who has been cursed. Now, curse is a word which you might find difficult because in the script it comes that it escaped from the curse. It became a prince again. Then when you have a difficult word like that, you try to think, what could a curse be? From the context, can I understand without checking a dictionary or asking for the meaning? This is the best way to develop your vocabulary, by looking at the context. Listen to the story many times, tell the story many times, using the word curse. I'm sure you will understand that curse is something where somebody says that this bad thing will happen to you. From a prince, you will become a frog. And then, if somebody helps you, a princess becomes your friend, then your curse will be over and you will become a prince again. So all this you can use when you're telling the story. I did not use all these explanations for the word curse. I just told you the story that the princess has a golden ball which she loses. The frog helps her to get it and in return wants to eat with her, wants to sleep and share her room with her, everything. And finally, when the princess gets very angry and throws the frog away, the frog becomes a handsome prince and they get married and live happily ever after. This is the usual ending to fairy tales, and they live happily ever after. I have not used any of this in the story, but you can use them because then your English becomes better, it becomes more natural. Story number 4 is again about animals. These children's stories are about animals because children are fascinated by animals. But in the 4th story, I haven't given you a text on the screen. The reason is because till now you were doing 2 activities to improve your English. While you were listening, you were also reading. So, listening and reading was happening together. In two ways, you were improving your English. But now there is a test for you, and that is, can you listen and understand? Many of you might not. Don't worry. You can listen to the same story 5 or 10 times. With each listening, the story becomes clearer, the language becomes clearer. Please remember that there are people who don't learn a new language from books. They learn a new language only by hearing it. Ask people who are going abroad to work as nurses, to work as maids, or to work as nannies for small children. You will immediately see that they speak the language of the country where they have gone, not by reading any book. Some of them might not be able to read also, but by listening. They listen to the language for a month or two. Slowly, they can understand the meanings and they can frame sentences, especially people who are looking after small children. As the child is learning the mother tongue, the caregiver is learning a new language. It's very interesting. So, this story about all the animals as friends, how they help each other, will be an excellent way for you to listen and improve. But listening repeatedly. Small story, few minutes. Listen to it again and again and again, same day. Then speak about it again and again and again till you are satisfied that yes, I could tell the story well. Again, number 5 is a very popular story. Many of you might have heard it. Some of you who haven't heard it will hear it for the first time. And remember that you have no script to fall back on. You have to pay attention, because these days in the live classes, I'm doing listening, and I find that the participants listen to some part of the passage which I give and don't listen or don't get clarity on another part. So story number 5 about 4 boys who wanted to show off how great they were, and they brought a lion to life. And then the lion eats them and the boys die, because actually all their education did not teach them wisdom. It taught them foolishness and egoistic. They wanted to show off their excellence, their capabilities. In the process, they lose their life. So all the 5 stories have very interesting morals. You can talk about that also. Tell the story and say, from this story, I learnt that we should be very, brave, like the 2 children, Hansel and Gretel. Or we should not be proud, or we should not break our word, like the Frog Prince. Or we should not try to show off like these 4 boys who were eaten by the lion. In this way, you are not only repeating what I have said, you are not only telling the story like I have said, but you are saying new things. Try all this and let me know whether these 5 stories can put you in the path of speaking fluently. Till today, you might not have spoken a single line. After these 5 stories, in the next 5 days, you might be able to speak a little English. You might be able to tell other things other than these stories. You might greet a person and talk to them for a few minutes. All because you noticed how these stories are told and how you can also use them. I hope you have liked the video. Please subscribe if you haven't done it. Press the bell icon so that you get notifications. Like and hype the video, and share it as widely as you can. Join the channel as a member to attend all the live classes I conduct and also to get other benefits. Thank you and all the best.